Welcome in. It's July 10th. This is Real Deal Sports Talk with me, KP. I want to thank everybody for tuning in on this Sunday night, ending your week with me once again. I love my listeners. I appreciate you every week. Great things happening in sports, some exciting things, some things that, we just need to be talked about, I haven't been able to talk to you guys since Sunday, but good news, coming in August, there will be a new schedule. There will be more episodes. I'll get more chances to talk to you guys. So be looking forward to that. There's also there is a partnership that will be announced between the show and another online sports industry page that will be made public here shortly. Big things are happening, great things are happening. It was a hot one today. I hope everybody survived, was able to stay cool, maybe get a barbecue in, see the family, end the week outright. We reached 100 degrees today in Denver. In fact, I think we got up a little over 100 degrees. 102 was the last temperature I saw. I don't know what you guys saw out there, but saw 102 today watching the evening news. So, man, it's a hot one. I hope everybody's all right. Like I said, stay cool. Have a nice cold drink. Do what you got to do to be safe. Enjoy your time out there. So last night we had the big UFC fight. Don't know if you guys caught it. I personally did not pay the money to see the fight. I was a little, disappointed that some of the previous fights that were supposed to take place did not. So I did not seek out watching the fight. I did catch the recap, the highlights, read the stories, checked it out, all that good stuff. But big fight of the night, headline fight that eventually took over was Brock Lesnar, right? Taking on Hunt. He's a top 10 heavyweight. Lesnar's been gone for 5 years. Back in the WWE, kind of still considered the joke of the fight world. The sports entertainment world, they are the best. I understand that. I have all the respect in the world for those guys. I understand, hey, it's a storyline. It is written. They still have to go out there and throw their bodies around and be able to lift people up and make it safe enough to where they can do what they're doing. So all the power to them. They are athletes. It's a different kind of athleticism, but they are athletes nonetheless. And there's a lot of crossover fans that the WWE is hoping to get from their fighters or their wrestlers, their entertainers, participating in these events, and the ones who are interested in doing so. Brock Lesnar's done it before. Now he's back. Will he continue to fight? We don't know. He could, decide, hey, I came on pretty good after missing 5 years. After deciding to retire because of health ailments, the diverticulitis that he had come down with multiple times towards the end of his first stint in the UFC. Excuse me. Too many little letters involved in his jobs. But okay, so he gets a unanimous decision against Hunt last night. That's pretty good. Hunt's been kind of wrecking shop in the heavyweight division over the last few UFC bouts. I thought he would give Lesnar a little more run for his money, considering Lesnar's not that technically sound in anything other than wrestling. Great wrestler. Great wrestler. Strike game, he's a behemoth. He's just big and strong. He's a bear. He's a beast of an athlete, a beast of a man. That's part of the skeptical that made that fight be able to be the top fight of the night. That's why they build it that way. That's why it was the big thing, because it had the name value. It had what could still sell the pay-per-views after John Jones went and got himself kicked out and McGregor went and got himself kicked out. And they needed that. And it kind of helped save the night, kind of helped make the night kind of solid, really. You're going to see other WWE people crossing over to the UFC. CM Punk is finally going to have his first fight in, I believe it's UFC 203. I believe that's when he's supposed to finally be healthy enough to come in and do some mixed martial arts. And again, they're going to be looking for the crossover fans. The fans who, maybe they grew up watching a Hulk Hogan or an Ultimate Warrior in the WWF, later the WWE, and now they're more into the mixed martial arts world, or the boxing fans who like wrestling, or vice versa. They're hoping that they can create a market where it's all kind of one set of fans. Where the UFC fans watch the WWE, they're hoping for that. They can't continue to do the superhero storyline and think that that's how wrestling, professional wrestling, sports entertainment is going to continue into the future. No, they're smart enough to know that if they can allow their wrestlers to go truly compete and be athletic in a fight world, and they're successful and they win, that's nothing but more money and more prominence to what everybody calls the fake sport of professional wrestling. So last night was a huge win for Vince McMahon and the boys up there in Connecticut. They loved every bit of it. You saw the tweets coming out afterwards from all the wrestlers talking about, hey, good job, Brock, we'll see you at SummerSlam. Because Brock's set to now wrestle at their big SummerSlam event here in a few weeks. They're hoping for the crossover. They would love the crossover. The unfortunate part is a lot of those true MMAers can't do the crossover because it's hard for them to let up. It's hard for a lot of real wrestlers to let up. You saw, I don't know, when I was younger, I might have been in middle school, Kurt Angle snapped a guy's ankle when he first started in the WWE. He was doing an ankle lock, but he was doing it like he was an Olympic wrestler and not a performer, an athletic performer, and he snapped the dude's ankle. Ken Shamrock, he couldn't handle it when he tried to cross over. It's hard to cross over and go from being a true competitor fighter to a sports entertainer and making it look like a competitive fight. But, other fights happened last night. Like I said, John Jones, he went and got himself kicked out. So Daniel Cormier took on Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva was one of my favorite mixed martial artists of all time. Now, he's fallen on hard times. His last several fights now. Broke a leg, lost his title, doping allegations, stepping into this fight at age 41 on a couple days' notice. I didn't expect him to do anything. I don't think anybody else expected him to do anything. But again, we got the name value, something to add to the card so people will still buy the pay-per-view, right? And as I expected, as most people probably expected, Daniel Cormier, dominated it. He handled it. It wasn't even an issue. Good to see Silva in the ring. Not the same way it's good to see, like I was saying, the crossover of like a Hogan re-entering the ring to be NWO in his later years. At this point, I'd like to see Silva maybe take some other role in the UFC or mixed martial arts. It's just, he's a proud fighter. He was once a great fighter. You just don't want to see him just continue to lose. What's going on with Ronda Rousey's title since she's been gone, since she lost it? Well, Miesha Tate took out Holly Holm, right, and got the title. Well, Tate's first title defense was last night against Nunes, and Nunes go ahead and submits her in the first round, ends it. Tate loses the title. You don't have the stability now, that constant title contender, because all of the other people now are real close. They're all real close. They were all real close to Rousey before she lost the title. Now, if Rousey comes back, when she comes back, there's been rumors, November, January. Is she going to be in shape in that same killer mentality to come in and dominate this division? Because that's what they need right now on the women's side. Cyborg's not doing it in her weight class. Tate's not doing it clearly. Lost her first title defense. And these were the bigger names. So can Rousey come back and restore the excitement that women's MMA had? Can they find some super fights between now and then? Somebody to come up and challenge one of these women and make a good super fight? Can the Van Zant girl who was on Dancing with the Stars eventually maybe move up in a weight class or find a catch weight to fight one of these girls and make a super fight? It'd be nice. It'd be real nice for the women's division to have what the men's side has got going for. Maybe, Lesnar's next fight, since he won and defeated Marcus Hunt, maybe he can take on a Cain Velasquez who got the TKO last night in round 1 against Brown. Velasquez has been one of the top heavyweights. He's had the title a couple times over the last couple of years. It's pretty much a division that's up for grabs. And if Lesnar can come in and just be a beast, because that's what he is, he's a beast. He's a beast who can wrestle. And if he gets you on the ground with as strong as he is, and he can just pound you and wear you down, he's going to win a lot of decisions. Now, he's getting up there in age. You know, it was 5 years ago that he last fought MMA. He's in his early to mid-30s now. So really, he's looking at, if he wants to do this, maybe 3-4 years at his size of availability of trying to be a world champion. Now, all things being right and healthy, he could do the other side, the WWE side, probably for another, I mean, you see some of these guys doing it till they're almost 50. So, let's see how, you know, the next few months for the UFC goes. We'll see if Lesnar comes back. We'll see if John Jones can somehow recover and give us the fight we want to see. If McGregor can come back and now fight Aldo, because I think that would be a great fight. We'll see what's going on there. Oh, moving on. I don't know if you guys went to camps when you were a kid, sports camps, basketball, football, baseball, whatever your sport was, a swim camp, band camp, whatever. But you see these videos come out every year of these basketball players, NBA athletes, going through and having camps, and you see them just working over kids, right? Making the kids fall down, making the kids look bad. Right, you can't make the kids look bad. You're in the NBA. You don't, yes, you are better than them. Yes, you can score on them at will. We are not surprised. And you know, in the past, you've seen videos of Michael Jordan at camps, schooling kids, LeBron James schooling kids, kids getting over on LeBron James, Kobe getting over on kids, and kids getting over on Kobe. You can YouTube different videos from different years and check that out. So far this year, this offseason, we've seen James Harden take it to a kid. We've seen Eric Gordon take it to a kid. We've seen Steph Curry take it to a kid. And then we see the one that comes out today that Bleacher Report, I first saw on Bleacher Report, Westbrook taking on an 8th grader. And it's one-on-one, camp style, you know, same like you see in all the other videos. And he's not trying to embarrass the kid, but he's obviously not just going to let the kid score. So the kid drives, he taps it away. Kid drives, he taps it away. So the kid finally decides, you know, this isn't working. I don't have the handles to get around him. I don't have the length, the speed, whatever he's thinking. So the kid steps back, and now this is his middle school, maybe his high school home local court that they're on. Definitely not an NBA size court. But he steps back to just inside half court like he's Steph Curry, fires off a 3, sinks it, and that wins the game against Westbrook. And I love that. Not because now you have almost the roles reversed with the kid getting over on the NBA player, but you had the NBA player who has all the skills in the world to embarrass this kid. And he didn't try to embarrass him. He had fun with it. It was a camp. He was there for the kids. Not to say these other guys aren't, but you just don't have to embarrass the kids to let them know that you're better. They already know that. So if you just kind of play with them, and you don't have to let them score, you don't have to let them beat you, you don't have to let them embarrass you. But, you know, just have fun with it like Westbrook did. I like to see that. I like that video. I like the way the kids got to react. Oh, yeah, we got him. One guy who's not too happy, another guy who had a camp. I don't know if you guys saw this report. I first saw it on Fox Sports. Michael Bennett of the Seattle Seahawks, he was having his free football camp this week as well. And he had some criticisms to say about, you know, some of these guys, especially Steph Curry, who charge for their kids to come to the camp. Now, Steph's camp that he just had, I believe it was somewhere around $2,000 for the kids to come to the camp. I also believe this camp was in Hawaii, if I'm not mistaken. So that